It is completely amazing to observe statistics play out what they were meant to do. While the last set of statistics were leading to a downside, it appears as though we have a whole new set for upside continuation. Let's pop open the charts for a true edge over the coming sessions. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol STAL. Let's kill 'em, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive in to ticker symbol STAL, and what we're observing here is actually the daily chart where we noticed that there was a volatility right here, right, versus stochastic momentum. A volatility versus stochastic momentum backtest that actually led to a potential downside, right? So upon that read and upon the statistics that we actually measured up, we noticed here that we were going to actually touch down on a couple targets, right? So first of all, the range between 2 zeros and 6.3 to 2 zeros and 7.4. And then the next range was set to be at around 2 zeros and 3.4 to 2 zeros and 3.9. And as you can see here, price action ended up dropping to about 2 zeros and 4.1, marking off very, very close to the zones that we were already looking for, right? So very accurate times here coming out of the statistics in general, right? So yeah, it played out pretty nice. We are getting a small uptick here on volume here, specifically bull volume. So there could be a continuation to the upside, okay, team? So this was all set out right here, right? So this, the conditions, just so that you are clear, they were actually anytime that volatility started to contract from the critical volatility zone of expansion, paired alongside stochastic momentum with a downside pivot. Anytime that has happened throughout the entire trading history of the daily time frame, I took a note of, right? So as you can see here on the stats, 7 iterations throughout the entire trading history, and 5 of those were guessed correctly to the upside, giving us a 71.43% upside accuracy for a move that would be an average breakdown move that would be a minus 54.57% move, right? So yeah, we were able to meet the stats pretty close to that, right? So I mean, yeah, I think it was to the bottom side of the standard deviation. Let's see, actually 77%. No, yeah, we ended up reaching the lower bound of the first standard deviation, being at about 77.77% to the downside. That was sorry, actually it was 55%, and let's see which one that was. There we go. It was actually the average breakdown move. 55%. That's it was. I mean, it played out pretty good. It played out not bad whatsoever, right, team? So I like it. And just to give a quick little reminder here, team, please remember that now there are only 16 seats left for the last time that I will be giving this 16-week mentorship program, the ARC Masters course. I will no longer be teaching this, team. So go ahead and get your seat reserved here, as this will be the last time I ever do it. So there have been 3 sets of students thus far. The track 3 students already started 4 weeks ago, and the other students already completed their course, right? So this is I'm going to try to fit as many as I can, but usually I set apart 30 seats, and I usually end up putting like 35 or 36, but there's only 16 seats left. So please go ahead and reserve your seat now, and let's get started to a good 2024 year. Let's move on to the next chart and see what could be going on. So these were the downside targets that we were looking at here. These were the resistance targets on the way up that we were observing here when we were actually making the move all the way up to the take profit targets that we were speaking of, right? So we definitely met everything here with a 90% probability, and it was a very impressive upside. Okay, so 12-hour time frame, bullish engulfing right in here where the green candle engulfs the prior red one, and it has a pretty good validation green candle printed. So the upside here could be continuous, and we may be facing a resistance of about 1 cent into tomorrow, right? So I mean, please remember that these areas here, 2 zeros and 7 0 to 2 zeros and 8 0, very, very strong resistance there. We're sitting at 2 zeros and 7 6 on a 12-hour time frame. Right, team? So definitely keep your eyes, keep your eyes on this, right? Because we're about to face another area of resistance here. As soon as we get to that dollar mark, as soon as we get to that 1 cent mark, very likely for price action to come back down and start validating the 2 zeros and 8 0, or even the 2 zeros and 7 0 as a valid support before a continuation to the upside, of which then we would be facing yet again the resistance that we were observing here on, let's see, November 22nd this year, right? We said that we would likely reach here in case there was a FOMO event, and that's kind of what happened there, 121 to 129. All right, now let's move on to the next chart here and see what we have. Okay, so this is getting quite interesting here, team, as we definitely got the monthly closure of a huge bullish engulfing, right? So this is a massive green candle engulfing the prior red one, and it is a bullish buy formation because this is a hammer candle at the end of a downtrend paired with the bullish engulfing. So that makes it a bullish buy formation here, and I will show you that the resistance on the top side of this month iteration being that 2 zeros and 8.5 top, that is already giving us resistance at the SMA 10 on the monthly time frame, right? So we're knocking at the door of this moving average here. It's only a matter of time before we actually start breaking above it. In the macro perspective here, resistance likely to be faced at 121, but we already spoke about that 121 right up here, right? 121 to 129, and we can observe it here right at about, let's see. Yeah, just about the bottom side of this candle here, the top side of this candle, that marks off 120 to 121. Okay, so it's still, yeah, I still would kind of favor that as the top side resistance. Next chart. So I would like to point out here that this weekly time frame bearish engulfing completely got ignored, right? Right. So the price action here has reached the bottom, and that bottom just so happens to be the SMA 10. And this is going to be now, let's see. Yeah, this is going to be now 2 consecutive weekly candles testing the bottom side or testing the moving average itself before a continuation to the upside. Now, the importance of this candle that's going to close in 1 day and 16 hours being Monday market close into Tuesday, the importance of this candle is this. This is the weekly time frame. The yellow line here representing the exponential moving average 21 period. It's a very sought after moving average, and on the weekly time frame, we're about to recover that and close above it for the first time. So if it does close anywhere between here, 2 zeros and 7.6 to 2 zeros and 8.5, there may be a pullback to consider touching back down to that EMA 21, which right now is located at 2 zeros and 7.1. But upon the closure of this weekly time frame candle, if it's above it, it may actually be located right about 2 zeros and 7.5. Okay, so this is massively powerful. Now we're reacquiring the outside of a second major moving average here, and things are looking pretty positive. Okay, team, I just wanted to give you that quick little warning out there, right? So now let's look at the RSI here, team. It looks like the immediate short-term time frame will face a little bit of downside here. Let's see the 15-minute time frame. Yep, downside on the 15 and downside on the 10 into the 5-minute time frames. Okay, so yeah, there is some downside to look at, and I would like to see where we're going to get caught, right? Where is the support? Well, that support may not be here in the hourly time frame, right? I'm looking for the SMA 14 to be below the RSI signal, yes, for us to find a bounce from it. But the reason why I don't trust this bounce from the SMA 14 is because of the placement of the signal versus the SMA 14. Okay, that would be the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile within the RSI, right? This gravitational zone, remember, any junction you have here, 2% up, 2% down, that's your gravitation and momentum. Okay, so this is very likely to face a downside here, and then we're going to see if we can actually support from the bottom side or the opposing gravitational zone. Okay, so, and there's nothing to really display whether we're going to do it or not. It's just, that's just pretty much it. We're just going to have to see how that proceeds. But I will say that the 6-hour time frame, let me see the 4-hour time frame even. Yeah, the 6-hour time frame here, even the 4-hour, because it's in the gravitational zone here for a pull to the upside. But yeah, from the 4-hour into the 6-hour, jumping into the 12-hour time frame and 8-hour time frames, everything is pivoted towards an upside. Okay, so everything is definitely leading towards an upside. And the reason we're able to tell, not only that, it's because of the statistical setup. So yes, this is the downside back test that we did, right? But I would like for you to notice that right now we're facing a critical contraction and we're paired with an upside of stochastic momentum. This is already a statistical setup all on its own, right? So we would need to run another back test here throughout the entire trading history of the daily time frame to run to see how many times this signal has been fired off and how many times it has been respected. Okay, so let's just go ahead and pull up here the DMI, which is Directional Movement Index, to see the likelihood of a continuation to the upside based on this signal. Well, I will tell you right now that it's a very, very massive and positive signal right here. We're sitting at just about 39% average direction, which means that we are absolutely in a bull trend, and it's very much supported by ADX. DMI plus being the bulls are leading the way here, and it's continuing to expand from the bears. This is utter bull strength, and there's absolutely a suggestion here to continue onwards and upwards. Okay, team, so now because I don't have the statistical backtest, I can only give you those targets that we spoke of before in full discretion. But please know that I am absolutely seeing an upside here, and the bulls appear to have taken absolute control. Okay, team, know that at any moment this thing could inverse and it could definitely sell off. It's a very cheap asset, right? 2 zeros and 7 6 at the present value. It's under a penny, so it's very volatile. Okay, so I need you to be very careful and make sure to take care of your risk management properly. Okay, team, and yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to leave off. Please remember to enroll, as there are only 16 seats left here in the ARC Masters Trading Course, the 16-week mentorship program. Okay, team, looking very good. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, 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 and forever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.